Hey everybody, welcome to another Speed Duel Rated episode. So today we are playing Speed Duel Rated, and if you haven't seen the previous video, I'd highly suggest going to check it out because it's more of an introduction for this. If you're not really into the introduction type part, you can just go ahead and watch this video, and there will be one more of this that will be coming out in 2 days, so stay tuned for that. So we're going to go ahead and play this. So from last time, our rating is a little bit up at 120 and to experience, which is pretty nice. So he goes ahead and he's playing a Pegasus skill, which is Millennium Eye. So as you can see at the top right here, he is playing Blade Knight Turbo. I think it's more of like a warrior turbo deck, but basically the focus is to beat your opponent with giant attack monsters, mostly being Blade Knight and Command Knight because they are probably the strongest warriors in the game. Being able to have a 2000 attack normal summon, pretty much just by sending the rest of your back row, is insane. Just 2000 attack basically on normal summon, which is insane. And then Bashing Shield, just being able to equip your monster and give it 1000 attack. That's going to put this Blade Knight basically at 3000 attack. It's a blue eyes on a normal summon just because of its own effect plus the Bashing Shield, which is like crazy. Command Knight's also really good here because it's going to give your warriors boost. So the Command Knight starts out at 16, and if you get 2 Command Knights on field, your opponent's in a bit of a lock, which is actually insane. That's just kind of like a quick introduction to how Blade Turbo works. And yeah. Anyways, Millennium Eye is a skill that allows the user to basically shuffle my hand back into the deck. I think this is really good to get information in game number 1 if you don't have a specific skill. I think this could be really good because what he's going to do here is he's going to take a look at my hand, and my hand's really good because I essentially have a way to get Serpent Night Dragon on the field. Not the first turn, but the second turn, because I can go ahead and normal summon this double cost in, and if he has any way to threaten it, and he does here, basically with the Blade Knight, just normal summon it. You know, it's 2000 on normal summon, so that's definitely enough to kill it, but double cost in here. I can use the Gentlemander or the Sphere Karibo to negate the attack, and then I'm fine. And then the next turn I just tribute it for the Serpent Night Dragon because it can count as 2 tributes. So that's pretty solid. I have a guaranteed way into Serpent Night Dragon. So he's going to take a look at my hand, and he's definitely going to say shuffle that back. So we shuffle it back. And we end up drawing into a Blue Dragon Summoner, a Serpent Night Dragon, a Gentlemander, as well as a Sphere Karibo. So this hand is still a way to get there. It's a little bit odd how you can get there, but I guess it has to take a turn. I mean, we can't like directly get there, but it will take us a turn or two to get there because we can still like negate the first attack and then summon the Gentlemander on the next turn. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know actually if this hand's like directly a way to get there, but I mean, we just have to kind of see with our next draw. So we're just going to go ahead and set the Blue Dragon Summoner and pass our turn to our opponent. He's going to draw for turn, drawing into another copy of Bashing Shield, which is crazy. So he's going to normal summon the Blade Knight, equip it with the Bashing Shield, so it's at 26 now. And then he's going to set 2 in the back row, meaning that there's 1 in his hand, so he's at 3000 attack. He's going to attack over the Blue Dragon Summoner, and my Blue Dragon Summoner is going to trigger to go ahead and search me a copy of the Serpent Night Dragon. Then he's going to go ahead and pass his turn. I draw Tribute Doll for turn, which is insane here because now I can normal summon anything, tribute it with Tribute Doll, and special summon the Serpent Night Dragon from my hand. Activating my skill here, I can go ahead and reveal, and I reveal 4 monsters and 2 forms of interruption, so I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the Sphere Karibo here, if I do call, or maybe I do at the Gentlemander. Yeah, I had the Gentlemander here. And I popped the Blade Knight because it's sitting at 3000, and I am not about to have that happen to me. He has a Windstorm as well as a Night Beam set. But I'm going to go ahead and stack my deck. I was thinking if I wanted the Sphere Karibo, but then I decided I just want Costin because it's going to be a 17 on normal summon, which is pretty solid. He draws return and just passes. He doesn't set the Windstorm, which I guess is interesting. I probably would have set the Windstorm because if I Serpent Knight pop the Windstorm, then he's just going to take 23 to the face. And if I have any form of normal summon, such as double Costin, I have game. So that was a really risky move on his part because he did know that I had the double Costin, so I don't know why he didn't use the Windstorm. You can't chain Windstorm to skills either, so I don't know what he was thinking there. But I believe I do hit the Night Beam, so I think he's safe. Just unlucky on my part, basically. I have the Champion's Vigilance to my hand, and I can stack the rest of my deck. And I think I normal summon the double cost in here. And I play around Windstorm actually quite well here by just switching the Serpent Night to defense mode. I wasn't familiar if there was any sort of a battle trap that destroys, like a Sakuratsu armor or anything. Because I didn't take a look at any of the new cards in the newest set, which I know bad on my part because that set came out like 2 months ago. But I didn't know if there was anything, so I just decided to play it safe. Now that I know that the only like really forms of like good interruption are basically like Floodgate Trap Hole, Waking the Dragon, Itakwa, and Kunai. I think there's one more, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's not like a battle disruption thing. Then it's like it's not a big deal. I guess I'm playing around Golden Apples, but Golden Apples doesn't really see a whole lot of play. He's going to take the 17, and I'm going to pass my turn back to him. So he's going to draw Dust Tornado for turn, and he just decides to scoop, which is really interesting. I could pop his back row, but I don't know. It was just really interesting on his part why he scooped there. But yeah, he definitely could have played it out, but I mean, like, I definitely could have kept getting advantage there, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Going into game number 2, he draws the Minds, or he uses Mind Scan again, and obviously I have a starting way to get to blue Serpent Night Dragon, so he's going to shuffle that back. Makes sense. I draw a new hand. This one's not as good, but Ready for Intercepting here is pretty solid. Just being able to set anything. And I'm going to set Costin as well as the Ready for Intercepting and pass my turn. I probably should have set the Blue Dragon Summoner, but whatever. He's going to set Kunai and Itakwa, normal summon Command Knight, and he's going to pass his turn back to me. I set Blue Dragon Summoner and pass my turn. So ideally, he's going to use, on like what I would expect here, is like if he used Command Knight to kill my Blue Dragon Summoner, on my next turn I could literally just tribute the Costin for this Serpent Night Dragon, and we're in business, which is pretty solid. But he's going to use Night Beam to go ahead and hit my Ready for Intercepting, which is fine. I can't respond with it, and it's not like it's going to do anything anyways, because if I set it, he can just flip it back up, so it's not like it's going to matter, even if I could activate it. He's going to go ahead and attack double Costin, which unfortunately is going to cost him 50 life points, so that's fine. I draw for turn here, drawing into Tribute Doll. I don't have a way to get there. I could flip summon the Blue Dragon Summoner and crash it into Command Knight, which is an option because I would take 100 damage and I would search for the Serpent Night Dragon, and then on following turn I can use my Costin to tribute to special it, or I could just normal summon Sphere Kariba or Gentlemander and do the same thing anyways. But I just decided to go ahead and play it safe, and I passed my turn to him. I think that could have been like a good play there. I just didn't do it. I don't think it's going to matter too much anyways. He draws Return Drawing into Command Knight, and obviously he's just going to kill my entire board, which is fine. I guess if I would have played into that, I would have been taking quite a bit of damage there, being the 2,000 from one of his Command Knights, as well as, I mean, like, I do have, like, Interruption here to stop it, obviously, if I, wanted to live. But I would have been taking 2,100 points of damage, 100 from attacking with a summoner, as well as he would have attacked over and then attacked for 2,000, so 2,100, so I'd be at 19. But I decided not to do that anyways. Our normal summon Sphere Kariba, which in hindsight I probably should have just summoned the double cost in because this is Interruption. I don't know what I was thinking. Tribute Doll is going to tribute it to special summon the Serpent Night Dragon, flip over the skill, and I'm going to reveal 3 monsters as well as a spell. So I'm going to go ahead and pop one of the Command Knights because with both of them being on the field, you can't target command or this card. It says specifically this card for attacks, and if they both say this card, then I can't attack either of them. I'd have to attack the third monster. Obviously, he doesn't control a third monster, so I can't even declare an attack in general. So, Gentlemander's going to be added to my hand here. And I'm going to stack the deck so that the Tribute Doll's on the top. I know it's a dead draw, but that's okay because it has a higher chance of me resolving my Nightmare Sonic Blast on the next turn, so I think it's well worth it. I have to pass my turn here just because of Tribute Doll's effect. I can't attack the turn that it is summoned, so I'm going to do that. He goes ahead and activates Bashing Shield to increase his Command Knight up to 26, and unfortunately it can come down to kill my monster, but I have the Gentlemander, so it's fine. He's just going to attack that instead. And Gentlemander is a fantastic card, by the way, just if you don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Nightmare Sonic Blast, banishing revealing 3 monsters as well as the trap. So the trap's insane because I can negate anything. I'm going to pop the Command Knight, and I'm going to add, looks like I add a Gentlemanor here actually, which is really interesting. I probably should have added the Champion's Vigilance, but I don't. And I think I normal summon the Mander, and because I still wasn't sure if there was any battle traps, so I decided to play around Kunai and Windstorm by just going ahead and attacking with Gentlemanor. He's going to take the 1200, that's fine. I probably would have taken it too. Just because, I mean, at the same time, he probably should have just done it because I can keep hitting back row, but whatever. He's going to go ahead and declare an attack on Gentlemanor, and then this is the point, which is really crazy. I can use Gentlemanor in my hand to special summon itself, and your opponent's monsters cannot attack any monsters except this one. So he can't attack because I control 2. And so since you can't attack except for this one, and you can't attack except for this one, you can't attack. So really cool interaction there. However, you have to play this specifically in this way. You have to normal summon one of the Gentlemanors and then special one of them off of its own effect, because only one card can activate in hand as a trigger effect. So if your opponent declares an attack, you can't just summon 2 or 3 Gentlemanors from your hand. You can only summon 1 due to the restriction that you can only activate 1 trigger effect in your hand at a time. And also, this has a when clause right here. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, so your opponent's monster declares an attack, you reveal Gentlemanor. And so even if you could activate a second Gentlemanor, if that restriction of like hand summoning or like 1 trigger effect in the hand didn't exist, the thing that you'd be responding to with the second Gentlemanor is responding to your own Gentlemanor's effect, and Gentlemanor's effect is definitely not declaring an attack. I know it's kind of weird and confusing how that ruling works, but that's 2 reasons why you can activate Gentlemanor as a chain link to itself, at least. So you do have to specifically summon it 1 normal summon and then 1 as a special summon, or I guess 1 as a special summon, and then if they don't declare an attack and attack with something else, then you can do it. That's a way around it if your opponent has something under 1200 attack, but, anyways. I'm going to go ahead and draw Champion's Vigilance for turn. Sorry about that tangent, it was a little bit uncalled for, but explaining rulings is kind of fun for me, I don't know why. So we're going to go ahead and reveal 4 monsters, which means applying both effects here, so, and at this point he just scoops it up because he can't declare any attacks, and his back row does nothing, so I'm going to slowly just chip away at his back row as well as attack, so, like, he's just going to go ahead and scoop because he doesn't want to sit and watch all of that, which is completely understandable. So we go ahead and take that win, boosting our rating up to 140, and that's going to do it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one for another Speed Duel rated. See ya.